Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just wanted to talk about the Mavic Air 3 because I thought I was going to be picking it up, but I wanted to compare it to my current Mavic Air 2S and see if the cameras used on the Mavic Air 3 are actually a downgrade. I don't talk about drones enough on this channel, but I love flying, and I recently did a 2023 review of the Mavic Air 2 and the Mavic Air 2S that you can check out here. Now, what do I mean about a downgrade on a newer camera, the Mavic Air 3? Well, it's said to have a 1/1.3 inch sensor on the two cameras that the Mavic Air 3 will have. Now, on my Mavic Air 2S here, a big reason why I upgraded was because of the 1-inch sensor on this bad boy. So it makes it really good in low light. So if the Mavic Air 3, say the rumors are wrong and both of the cameras have a 1-inch sensor, I'd be definitely more inclined to go pick it up. Now, in terms of battery life, the Mavic Air 3 is said to have a bigger capacity, so 20% more flight time and a bigger battery, which is good. That's amazing to have more flight time in air. However, unfortunately, your old batteries from the Mavic Air 2 and Mavic Air 2S would no longer be compatible. And I also had an issue with the batteries on the Mavic Air 2 and 2S just kind of slowly trickling over time. Say I'm not using the battery and it was at 100%. By the time I go to use it, it's at like 60. So hopefully that is resolved in the newer Mavic 3 batteries. Now, another reason why I was looking to pick up the Mavic Air 3 when it came out was I was hoping for side sensors and maybe top sensors because I did crash my drone in Indonesia, as I talk about in my prior video. So I just wanted to have those safety features, but it also doesn't look to be upgraded in terms of more sensors. What's super cool about the Mavic Air 3 is it's going to have two cameras on it, and I did mention that it's super likely that it's going to be the smaller sensors, so the 1/1.3 instead of 1-inch sensors on both those. Now, what's cool is you do get two cameras, so one's a 24mm constant f 1.7 and the other one is a 70mm, and this one ranges from f2.8 to f11. Now, why does it matter that you can manually change your aperture within the drone while it's flying? Well, oftentimes to get the best video quality and best motion blur, to make it natural and cinematic looking, you're gonna need to use ND filters. And by doing that, you often have to switch on, okay, I think this ND filter is going to be good for this setting because there's overcast or the sun's breaking through or it's just pure sun. So with that, it's super important to have the ability to change your aperture because, as we know, if you go higher on the f-stop, you actually introduce less light into the camera sensor, which could actually counterbalance and stop you from having to bring the drone down because the lighting conditions change or you put on the wrong ND. So that's actually a really cool feature that the 70mm range on the Mavic 3 will be able to do. Now, the Mavic Air 2S does not have this ability. It's a constant f2.8 with the 1/1-inch sensor, which is a 24mm focal length. Sorry, super nerdy ramble there. Another pro of the Mavic Air 3 combo that's set to come out is it's gonna have the screen controller, and I don't currently have that on my Mavic Air 2S. I could, but it's like 400 or 500 Canadian dollars, and I don't wanna spend that for the luxury. But if it came with the drone, that's actually like a huge benefit for me because I like just having a screen right there. I don't have to take out my phone, remove the case, put it on, connect it, wait for all that. It just adds more resistance to the overall flight experience, which I'm not really about. And I also like using my camera that's currently connected to the remote controller as BTS, but I'm not able to do that currently. So I would like having the RC2 or RCN2 controller. Now let's talk a little bit about the price. So this is a pretty affordable price range because of these smaller sensors, even though there's two cameras now. So it's set to be around rumored $1,100 US for this rig, and that's the combo without the fly more. But I think that is actually a pretty reasonable deal. Although there are some new features in the Mavic Air 3 that I would love to have, they're just ones that I'm not dying to have like I was in the bigger sensor size, like the 1-inch sensor of my Mavic Air 2S. So I love flying in low light conditions. I do wish the camera on the Air 2S had that variable aperture that I could adjust, but there's no such thing as a perfect camera. And for me, I thought I was getting the Mavic Air 3 when it came out, but now with some of these rumors, I'll just stick with my Mavic Air 2S, which I'm really happy with currently anyways. and wait for the Mavic 3S. And hopefully that has a bigger sensor size. That's all for now. We'll see you in the next one. Matty out. Peace.